A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for joining us on this week's edition of the program. This is your one-stop shop for all the latest happening in the world of business. I am Susan Obiako and you are warmly welcome. On the lineup this week, first we join Faith and her guest, Sir I.C. Obwe, who was the company's secretary, Nicon Insurance Corporation, from 1970 to 1988 on the CEO Rendezvous, where they discuss as topic managing public enterprises in Nigeria. In focus, Nicon Insurance Corporation. In this rare interview, the 98-year-old said that the privatization of Nicon Insurance by the government at the time was an error in judgment. Let's take a listen.
Maybe they would have left Nicon the way it was, and whatever you get belongs to government, you know. But the change of ownership has spelled real doom on the organization.
On this edition also, we will bring you a rerun of highlights from the very colorful 10th anniversary celebration of one of the fastest growing microfinance bank, Davodani MFB, aptly tagged a decade of transforming life. Davodani Microfinance Bank, from its humble beginning in 2015, is today standing tall with those before it and looking ahead to becoming a regional commercial bank. Let's check out its subs.
Congratulations. On behalf of the board and management, I present this to you in appreciation of your 10 years of service.
What more can I say than to urge you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details shortly. Please stay with us.
I am to present an award to the Insurance Woman of the Year, and the nominees are
Insurance Woman of the Year. Here are the nominees: Ebelechukwu Nwachukwu, MD CEO Rex Insurance Limited; Fumi Omo, MD CEO Enterprise Life Assurance Company Nigeria Limited; Margaret Nkechi Moore, MD CEO Mega Trust Insurance Brokers Limited; Ekioma Ezeibe, MD CEO Crystal Trust Insurance Brokers Limited.
And the winner is Ebelechukwu Nwachukwu. On behalf of Almond Insurance Awards, congratulations. I present this lovely award to you as the Woman of the Year.
I'd like to thank Almond for this great award. I'm very honored and very humbled by it, especially with the ladies in the same category. So thank you for this award. My commitment to my job and to what I do is absolute, and I'll keep giving it my absolute best. Thank you. All the best.
A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you on set on the CEO Rendezvous this week. This is one of those rare occasions where, as a journalist, you feel very, very blessed. Why did I say that? I'm hosting today the one and only Sir I.C. Ogwe, who was the company secretary of Nicon, Africa's Pride, from 1970 to 1988. Together today, we'll be looking at managing public enterprises in Nigeria. In focus is Nicon. And I have the rare honor and privilege to be sitting in his presence. Thank you so very much, Sir Ogwe. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. Okay, now let me start by asking, once I'm privileged to see the older generation people, I always like to ask them, what's the secret to longevity? Because here you are at 98, you're still able to move around without walking stick, and you still remember so many things from way back. What's the secret?
Well, I don't know what might have been responsible for this, but I give honor and glory to the Almighty God who had made it possible. Otherwise, there's nothing special about me, except that well, I say whenever I do it with moderation. I don't belong to a group of people who say, "Oh, I must get this, I must get that." I will call on my God and request for whatever I think I need, provided it is His wish. And that's all. I've always done things with some element of moderation. Yeah.
So I think moderation, that's the watchword for the younger generation. Well, anything you do, moderation. Okay, sir, let's look at the topic of today. As I said, Nicon Insurance was not just the pride of Nigeria, but was the pride of Africa.
Yes.
In the 70s.
Indeed.
In the 80s. When exactly did you join Nicon Insurance?
I saw an advert in the papers and I applied. That was 1969. And surprisingly, it was during the war anyway, during the Civil War. And I got a letter inviting me for interview. This was in 69. I think around August, September or so. I think August, yeah. And when I got there, I saw quite a number of people for the same interview. And I happened to know that we were 11 invited for the interview for the post of secretary to the corporation. And when I was invited to meet the panel, I think I did my little bit, answered the questions the way I knew. And at a stage, there was a question I answered, and the chairman of the Statutory Corporation Service Commission said that it couldn't be right. And then I said, "I'm sorry, sir, if records are still available, they'll prove me right." And the chairman of the Statutory Corporation Service happens to be Ambassador Ade Martins. Oh. He had worked in that department before as the deputy director of the Department of Marketing and Exports. And I left. Surprisingly, this was during the week we had the interview. And on Sunday morning, I think I'd been to church service, came back, and somebody by name Mr. Davis came and knocked at my door. I was living at number 3 Onisimo Street, Surulere. Said they wanted to see me. I said, "Yes, how can I do for you?" He said, "Well, that he had been to my place of work and asked about me, and they said I was on leave. And he found out my home address, and that's why he came here to see me on a Sunday, because the chairman of the SCSC, Statutory Corporation Service Commission, said he would like to see me on Monday morning.
Wow.
I said, all right, I'll be there. I got there, waited. He trained cats and dogs anyway that morning. And I waited until about 11, 12. There was no sight of him. And the secretary told me, well, I could go. And when the chairman came, she would let him know that I came. I said, all right. So I went home. I was still on leave. My leave had not expired. And I had a telephone in my house. You know, this telephone you dial and, yeah, that's right. And before I got home, the secretary had phoned. They said the chairman said he was sorry about it, but could I repeat my visit the following morning, which was on Tuesday? So I thanked her, and then the following morning I dressed up and went up to the office of the Statutory Corporation Service Commission along the Marina, not far from the General Post Office.
Okay.
And when I got there, I greeted him, he answered. He said, sit down, sit down. Yeah, my young man, I had gone to the records.
Just as you suggested.
Just as I suggested. And I'm happy to say that you were right.
Wow.
I said, thank you, sir. Then he said, well, the interview people at the panel were satisfied with my performance, and we think that we are qualified for the job. And I've been asked to make an offer to you. I said, oh, thank you very much, sir. Then we chatted, and he said, okay, well, this will be a new beginning for this company, and we expect people with the type of experience you have to do your best to bring it up and make it what it's worth. I said, thank you, sir. So I left. Then I said, when will I? I said, well, anytime from now you'll get our letter. I said, thank you, sir. So I went away happily, got home, told my wife. I said, well, I'm waiting for their letter. And I still have a copy of that letter signed by Ekbe. It's there in my file.
In your file.
Yeah. Because such things you don't destroy. Yeah.
That's amazing.
You found part of your life story.
That's amazing.
And when I went up now, I saw the letter signed by Ekbe.
Well, okay, sir. Looking at Nicon of then, the 70s, the 80s, and now, are you happy? What could have been done differently?
Honestly, I would say Nicon was the household name. Everybody knew. And I started the secretary to the corporation in charge of day-to-day administration. Now, I had 2 other colleagues. They're both late now. Mr. Linkali Jadu was appointed as the fire manager, and Mr. Adewi as the accident manager. And I, the secretary to the corporation in charge of day-to-day administration. So we started from there. At number 90 Awolowo Road, a building of just 2 floors, ground floor, first floor, second floor. And we did what we could to make it. We had no managing director then, even though there was provision for it. So within a few months of our assumption of duty, we got an Englishman coming to be the managing director, Gaston Jones. Gaston Jones was the. So we're all still working, And he stayed for, is it about 1.5 years or two, less than 2, and then left. Then meanwhile, but you see, we made it a point to recruit graduates into the fold. And that plan became quite successful. A number of graduates were recruited and put into a number of departments. And many of them called it a challenge and read for the examination of the CII. Yeah. And before you knew it, we had become known everywhere. Because by the very nature of our activities, we were supposed to ensure the properties belonging to government. Yeah. So we had a little of monopoly.
Would you say that monopoly gave Nicon ahead of others?
Well, maybe partly. But the point is, not only government this thing, but also went to the market and captured the insurances of various companies and individuals. So that apart from insuring government property, we had a full share of in the insurances of the private sector. You know, so both of them joined together boosted the activities of Nicon. So we were really doing very well. And when the white man was going, he was succeeded by Bodo Gulana as the managing director. Meanwhile, we had got some promotions. I have got the post of Assistant General Manager, Administration, and still Secretary to the Corporation. Yeah. And Mr. Lijedu was promoted Assistant General Manager to Fire Department. I misput it. I can't remember very well now. And Adewi, Assistant General Manager, Accident. And a number of people, like one B.A. Lawson, who was formerly in NEPA, joined the Nicon at that level, manager's level. And also was promoted as Assistant General Manager as well. I mean, the business was booming. And Nicon became the watchword of every household. And the fame went wide, far and wide, you know. And we were happy to be associated with the successes of the organization. That I remember, I think it was 1972 or 73. It was 73. Of course, the chairman then was, the first chairman was Aliko Mohammed. He was the first chairman. Under him, he himself was a chartered, I don't know whether he's still, I'm sure he's still alive, from the north, Aliko Mohammed. He was the chairman, well, part-time chairman anyway, and because he had his job in the north, you know. And we were quite happy. It was a family affair. We were getting on well. Even though with some distractions here and there. But then we got on well. I wouldn't say I didn't, I experienced some challenges anyway. And it couldn't be unexpected. But I had my faith in God and prayed that God would give me the fortitude, the endurance, and the determination to make a success of that organization.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, let's now join friends, well-wishers, customers, and regulators who turned out to celebrate Davudani Microfinance Bank for their exceptional performance in the last 10 years. Happy viewing.
Davudani Microfinance Bank, from its humble beginning in 2014 with a modest operating minimum capital of 20 million naira, has transformed into one of the fastest growing microfinance banks with operating capital and shareholders fund in excess of 14 billion naira. It was therefore expected as board, management and staffs of the bank rolled out the drums to mark the 10th anniversary of the bank in a very colorful ceremony at the Marriott Bonvoy Hotel, Ikeja. The event was well attended by stakeholders and dignitaries from other sectors of the economy. Welcoming guests to the event, the managing director of the bank, Mr. John Ologe, implored all stakeholders to look into the future with excitement and determination.
We have built a trusted brand, formed lasting relationships with our customers, vendors, stakeholders, and established a reputation for innovation and quality. But we shall not rest on our achievements. As we celebrate the past 10 years, let us also look to the future with excitement and determination. The next 10 decades is ripe with opportunities. We must therefore continue to innovate, embrace change, and stay ahead of our competitors in the sector. It is essential that we nurture our people and talent, invest in our people, and remain adaptable in this evolving sector. I encourage all of us to dream big, think boldly, and be courageous. Let us strive to push the boundaries of what is possible.
Also joining his voice to welcome guests, the chairman of DDMFB, Prince Austin Enejemo Isiri, said that DDMFB have been empowering micro, small, and medium enterprises to thrive.
With a commitment to excellence, sound corporate governance, and unwavering focus on customer service, DDMFB began to see a transformative results, which is what you're seeing today. From the initial deficit shareholder fund of 5.4 million of the acquired unit MMB, we now stand strong with a balance sheet size of about 10 billion naira. And the shareholder fund that is exceeding 3 billion from that negative position. I think the Lord Almighty is good. We've been doing this in empowering individuals and businesses to thrive through offering of financial solutions to many micro, small, medium enterprises, MSMEs, as well as the trust and confidence from all stakeholders. As we reflect on the journey, we can take pride in the fact that DDMFB now boasts of 11 branches from each one branch status. So spread across Lagos State. And Close to 200 people are collecting money to feed the family. So 200 times 3, how many will that be? One family entitled to 3 people. You see what Abuja is doing. I think the federal government needs to come and recognize us. It's helping to reduce the unemployment.
Microfinance banks in Nigeria faced with a lot of challenges. So for DDMFB to have come this far can only be attributed to hard work and team spirit.
That's the time on the program this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. Join us same time, same station next week for a fresh package. In the meantime, feel free to connect with us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Almond Finance TV. You have tons of videos to watch there. My name is Susan Obiako. Until we come your way next time, do have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.